Shalom. This is Mary Omni from the house of King David. People know me as Mary Magdalene. However, I'm the woman in Revelations 12 and Galatians 4:4. And I'm asking you to consider that I am who I say I am. Only consider it. That means open your mind to the possibility that I may be who I say I am. Because if I wasn't living it, it may be hard for me to believe myself that I actually gave birth to the Christ February the 15th, 2011 in Anchorage, Alaska. I am the resurrected female polarity of the Christ. And King Emmanuel, King Yeshua is here. And he's here to redeem and vindicate his people. Now, this is a republic notice. That means it's coming from the Constitutional Holy Covenant. The Constitutional Holy Covenant that a whole bunch of elites want to hide. That's the Holy Covenant. And this is the Republic notice about Dr. Susan Rice and President Obama. Dr. Susan Rice and President Obama, and this is to the hijackers of the Republican Party, calling themselves senators. The hijackers of the Republican Party calling themselves senators that was put in there by incorporate doctrine contractual voters who are mostly alien and an alien resident voters. You know, the time has come, because this is the year of the Bible that Congress, you declared yourselves. The time has come for you to stop thinking that you can keep this charade going of attacking constitutional citizens like Dr. Susan Rice, using the media propaganda to caricature my bridal chamber children, because she is a daughter of the New Jerusalem. She is the younger sister of King Emmanuel. And this constant attack on her is not sitting well with the house of King David. First of all, you're lying about everything she said. She went on Bob Schaefer and she told the truth. She said there was no definitive conclusions. There was no definitive conclusions, but the fact that it looked like it may be a protest, and it could be, and then when it escalated, it could be other Islamic fractions involved. But she wasn't sure, and she had no further information whether it could have been Al-Qaeda. Now, why are you trying to turn it and act like she gave some information or tried to cloud everything? And she just sat there and dribbled in her mouth. You're liars. And you know what? Even if she did say the information like you didn't want her to say it, or she didn't say the exact words that you didn't want her to say, or she didn't do exactly what you wanted her to do, like she's your puppet. She's not your puppet. She's not your puppet. She's a constitutional citizen. She's a supreme contractor, Jack. And she's the supremacy clause. In other words, you have no higher contracts than her. You have no higher contracts than her. And I'm tired of playing the game and pretending that you do. And I'm tired of you being allowed to play the game and pretending that you do. Just because you sit up there in pink skin and a suit. I'm telling you now, if you try to stop her from being Secretary of State, if she is chosen to be Secretary of State, and if she wants that position, any Lindsey Graham, Senator McCain, or any of you, through this propaganda and through these low information voters and people, if you try to stop her with your incorporate doctrine contracts from fulfilling her mission for the kingdom of David, I'm telling you now, everyone will know that you're nothing but a dung contractor, and preemptive liens is on all your pensions, on all your homes, and on everything you got. I don't care if it's in the Cayman Islands, because we got a preemptive constitutional supremacy lien on that too, through the UN and the IMF. Okay? So I'm telling you now, the Republican Party has been non-consented since 1867. So therefore, all of you are preemptively non-consented. You calling yourself Republicans? Well, you're preemptively non-consented. Because the Republican Party has been non-consented constitutionally since 1867. So if you're calling yourself Republicans, you're non-consented. You're non-consented. You're preemptively non-consented. As in corporate doctrines. The 15th New Jerusalem Wall is the 15th Amendment that nullifies everything you do and say. The 15th Amendment, which holds the Black Caucus, which is the constitutional caucus. Male, true, national citizen senators. National citizen senators. By supreme contract. You want to take this constitutional citizenship for a joke? That's on you. But blacks are in the supreme contract as the supreme contractors and the only citizens of the supreme contract. So you can joke with your corporate doctrines and your dung pacing all you want. But you're cowards and you're bullies. Picking on Dr. Susan Rice because you want to make a big deal out of somebody who knew he was stepping into high-risk behavior. And soldiers and all of them know that that's high-risk business. I don't ever see you making a big deal when the sovereignty of constitutional citizens is shut down by these rogue cops in these states, where we losing constitutional citizens, which is the sovereignty of this country. Every day by foreign cops with guns on them that has, in corporate doctrines, that has no right over constitutional citizens. You don't never question these cops when they go blowing black people away. You never question them. How many have we lost? How many have we lost? You never did no congressional hearings. You never questioned them. And you think we're supposed to make a big deal out of one white man dying? When the sovereignty of America is shot every day in this country? And you sit up there in your thieving, filthy, and lies. This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. I'm going to stop right now because I'm getting really disturbed by this. And I might have to do this again if I don't feel as though this impacts enough. But I'm letting you all know. Susan Rice have supreme contract. It's nothing you could do with her or President Obama. They both protected by the New Jerusalem 15th Wall, okay? And Judah, the scepter of the supreme contract constitutional citizens. The constitutional caucus, calling themselves the Black Caucus. You know, you don't have nothing to prove that they're not national, because they are national. And they have jurisdiction enforcement contracts since 1866. And they can force you to sit the hell down, okay? And as a matter of fact, the constitutional already automatically does that. All they have to do is assert to you that it does. This is Mary Omni from the King David Kingdom. And I'm telling you, Susan Rice is an untouchable. And so is President Obama. He's Ephraim. And he's protected by Judah's scepter. The untouchables. Under non-consent jurisdiction. Because he have blood children. Blood children with Judah supremacy clause woman in a contract. That's his Lord children that puts his blood in the Constitution. You can't touch his power. He can appoint who he wants. The only one he has to really deal with is the Constitutional Caucus, also known as the Black Caucus, and Judah heirs, and Ephraim heirs with Judah. And most of you white senators hijacking the Republican Party are just dung contractors. Shalom. This is the House of King David, the woman of the law, Galatians 4:4.